Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're talking about AI in travel, but I want you to forget the simple chatbots you might be used to. We're diving into two advanced forms of AI that are poised to completely reshape the entire travel and hospitality industry. So let's just start with the stakes, because honestly, they couldn't be higher. For any business in the travel sector, the message from the industry is crystal clear. AI is not some optional upgrade anymore. It's a strategic imperative. You either adapt or you risk getting left behind. Permanently. So what's the big deal? What's actually changed? Well, the core evolution is this. AI is graduating. It's moving from simply reacting to our commands, like a basic chatbot answering a question, to proactively perceiving its environment, making its own decisions, and actually taking action to achieve really complex goals. It's a huge leap from reactive to autonomous. And to really get a grip on this revolution, we're going to zero in on two game-changing AI paradigms that are driving this massive shift: swarm intelligence and the rise of what are being called super agents. Okay, so let's break these two down. On one side, you have swarm intelligence. Think of this as the power of a decentralized collective, kind of like the wisdom of the crowd. And then on the other side, you have super agents, a single, hyper-competent, autonomous orchestrator. So yeah, it's basically the power of the many versus the power of one super smart individual. First up is swarm intelligence, and this is so cool because it's inspired directly by nature. You've seen a flock of birds, right? How they move in perfect sync? There's no leader shouting out commands. It's all about intelligence that just emerges from the group. And that makes the entire system incredibly robust and adaptable. And what's wild is how simple it is at its core. You've got these individual agents. They could be tiny robots or even just software programs. And we're only following a few basic rules. They only interact with their immediate neighbors. But from all those small local interactions, this intelligent system-wide behavior just emerges. It's bottom-up intelligence, and it's powerful. All right, now let's flip over to the other side of the coin, super agents. And look, these things didn't just pop up out of nowhere. They're really the peak of an evolution. It all started with simple task doers, like Siri. Then we got more autonomous AI, like a self-driving car. And now we've arrived at these agents that experts are describing as having PhD-level competence. That's a pretty big claim. So what does that even mean, a super agent? Think of it like a digital workforce all in one package. It's an AI that can manage entire business processes that used to require a whole team of human experts. It can do the research, it can make decisions, and it can execute the plan, all on its own. Okay, so that's the tech, but what does this actually mean for you and me, for travelers, and for the businesses we use? Let's zoom out from the theory for a second and see how this stuff is actually changing the game in the real world. For you, the traveler, this is where things get really exciting. This means a whole new level of service. Imagine a super agent is your personal trip planner, analyzing your preferences to build the perfect itinerary. Then, if your flight gets canceled, a swarm AI could instantly coordinate thousands of data points to find the best new flight, and your agent just books it automatically. The problem is solved before you even knew you had one. And for businesses, the impact is just as massive. This is where both types of AI really get to flex their muscles. You could have swarm intelligence optimizing a huge, chaotic system, like an airport's baggage handling. At the same time, a super agent could be managing dynamic pricing for an entire hotel chain, maximizing revenue second by second. But, okay, let's be real. It's not all smooth sailing. Implementing this kind of revolutionary tech isn't like flipping a switch. The road to adoption is paved with some pretty significant, very real hurdles. So let's get into that reality check. The thing is, businesses can't just dive in without a plan. They've got to navigate some huge questions. How do you protect super sensitive guest data? How do you make sure your pricing algorithms don't become biased? And then there's the money. We're talking costs that can go up to $20,000 a month. How do you justify that when you're trying to integrate this new tech with computer systems that might be decades old? But even with all those challenges, the momentum here is just undeniable. I mean, just look at the numbers. The market is projected to more than quadruple by 2030. This isn't just some fad or a short-term trend. This is a fundamental ground-up shift in how this entire industry is going to work. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. The technology might be moving fast, but trust is built slowly. Right now, only a tiny fraction of people, about 6%, fully trust AI to make decisions for them. The vast majority, 63%, believe human oversight is absolutely essential. And that right there brings us to the future of the workforce. Yeah, because of that trust gap, the future isn't about replacement, it's about collaboration. The most successful model, the one that's actually going to work, is what's being called AI-human harmony. It's where this powerful technology is used to augment our skills and empower us, not make us obsolete. So what does that actually look like in practice? Well, you let the AI handle the grunt work. All the repetitive tasks, the endless data crunching, the routine scheduling. Give it all to the AI. This frees up human staff to focus on the things we're uniquely good at: empathy, creative problem solving, and building those human connections that create truly memorable travel experiences. So we'll leave you with this thought. For any business in travel and hospitality, the choice is no longer if you're going to adopt AI. The real question is how. Will you build a strategy where AI acts as a powerful co-pilot for your team, delighting your customers? Or will you risk being completely outmaneuvered by the competitors who do? Because make no mistake, that race has already started.